March is Women's History Month. The gender pay gap is no relic from the past. Women who work full-time earn, on average, just 79% of what men make in the U.S. The disparity has grown smaller over the decades, but with progress stalled, women are looking for new ways to close the gap. Michelle Miller is here with how one of our oldest cities is empowering women to ask for a raise. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning. Well, the city of Boston has a plan. Teach women to negotiate their salaries more frequently and more effectively, and hopefully that will add sense to a problem that in 2016 just doesn't make any sense.
First and foremost, know your value.
When we met Megan Costello,
and you should absolutely ensure that you are asking for what you deserve.
She was guiding a room full of women through the art of salary negotiation.
I always say, how do you get to yes?
It's for women who believe they're underpaid and undervalued.
Women over the course of their lifetime, of their careers, make about $1 million less than their male counterparts. And I don't know about you, but I want my $1 million. There is a wage gap that exists at every level and every workplace.
So what could I expect from a benefits cut?
And Costello wants women to start asking for more.
I am honored to receive the offer.
I promise you the men are asking, and it's important that we do the same.
On average, women are paid 79 cents for every dollar a man makes. So while a man may earn $60,000 a year, a woman in the same position doing the same work earns around $47,000. For some minorities, it's even worse. Black women are paid 63 cents and Latinas just 54 cents for every dollar a white man makes.
I know we can do this. And
it's an issue echoing around the 2016 campaign trail.
I would hope that every man in this room will stand with the women.
I do. I love equal pay.
To end the disgrace of women making 79 cents.
And let's finally deliver something long overdue, equal pay for women.
And yet, the problem remains.
Equal pay is a law. It's a law of the land.
Absolutely.
So why aren't women being paid the same as men?
That's why we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be having this conversation. Unfortunately, we are. It's important that you're here.
Which is why Boston Mayor Marty Walsh is partnering with the American Association of University Women to offer free salary negotiation classes to women.
How do they push back? And push back without fear of repercussions, but also push back in a way that men often do.
And they've been showing up to learn how to drive a hard bargain.
I realized I didn't have the negotiation skills for how to do a salary negotiation, so it felt like a deficit that I could address.
I had no idea that you can actually go 20% above your target when you're negotiating for a salary, so that's 100% something I'm going to use moving forward.
This is better for the entire economy.
Costello, who works for the mayor, oversees the program.
We know that when women are paid equally, it helps with retention, it helps with happier workforce, which increases productivity.
We're negotiating all the time in our jobs.
But Harvard Business School professor Robin Ely isn't so sure teaching women to negotiate will actually make a difference.
Why wouldn't these classes move the needle?
It's not clear to me that the gender wage gap is primarily a function of women's lack of propensity or lack of skill to negotiate. When it's clear to a person entering a job what the salary range for that job is, which we would know if there were pay transparency, women will negotiate just as often and just as well as men.
You don't just have to negotiate salaries.
So while salary talks may stall, Costello says negotiate everything else.
Can you get another week's vacation? Can you get a better job title? You know, can you get free parking in Boston? That would be huge. You know, so think outside the box beyond just your salary number.
Because that free parking could actually be a raise when you sit down and do the math.
That can be several $1,000s a year in Boston.
Now, the Equal Pay Act was passed in 1963. If the gap continues to shrink at the rate it has been for the last decade, we won't see equal pay until 2139.
I'm glad to see that in Boston they're putting this in effect. It too should go to managers. Managers should be trained too about how to.
It is a dual process. They train both the person asking for the raise, women, and those people who hire and employ them.
Yeah. Good advice.
Thank you.
You had good advice in that story. Thank you, Michelle.